Alright, I'm recording. We're gonna talk about Green Lantern.
Try not to sound too enthused.
I'm really tired. I've had a long day. I'm really, really tired. So, what the fuck was that?
Can we just do a one-word review and go?
I mean, comic book fans, yeah. Did you like it?
No.
I didn't know what the fuck was going on in the goddamn thing.
Well,
Was it just me? Was I just tired? Or
No.
It is
nothing
hard
was-
to follow if you're
Nothing was
not-
really fleshed out.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing what's supposed to happen, you can follow it easy, but if you don't, I can see how you could get really kind of just...
Yeah, that's the thing.
Lost in
I've
it,
been
'cause, yeah,
reading
there's-
Green Lantern for
There's so much there.
10 years, and I knew everything that was going on in the goddamn movie, but most of it was completely unnecessary.
So you can't tell me why Monster was attacking the city at the end?
No.
That's the shit that came out of the ass caves from priests.
Yeah. No, I can't tell you. That wasn't like they called it Parallax.
Hey, it's that guy again.
Really? Vin Diesel's back?
Yeah.
God damn it.
I wonder if that signifies whether or not he liked it.
Guess what?
Maybe.
That was the best thing tonight.
Yeah.
It was.
There were a couple of times I laughed in this. There were a couple of times I
Did
laughed.
it forever like laugh out loud moment? There were two jokes where you're like,
No, I was laughing. I was laughing at stuff that wasn't supposed to be funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
I
was-
was loving your big stupid purple face there at the beginning.
Yeah, I was laughing. I was laughing when they said you will use your mask when you want to conceal your identity. Oh, that'll fucking work.
And the sad thing is, that's straight from the fucking comics. I thought that was funny because it was a joke in the comics too.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was played straight in the fucking movie.
No,
That's how I read
Well,
it.
I mean,
The
it's...
whole movie was
Yeah.
played terribly.
And also when, this is a spoiler alert, but when Hammond's lifeless skull corpse plopped on the ground at the end.
What the fuck was that?
Well, he got killed the same way Kate Blanchett in Crystal Skull.
Dude,
I
they
need to
seriously-
know.
God.
Seriously, it's like they gave up halfway through making the movie and were like, fuck it, put his clothes on that doll and we'll just drop it.
Honestly, like, the editing, like, a red flag went up for us, for me and you, when we saw this movie was only an hour and 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
This still felt fucking long.
It was because the movie was so padded with unnecessary scenes, and like, yeah, there could have been a. That's what pissed me off about this movie is there was so much potential to be a good
Oh, yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
They had Ryan Reynolds.
I
was
like Ryan
He was
Reynolds.
a really
Yeah.
good
I
Hal
really
Jordan
liked him.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was my main concern going into this was Ryan Reynolds is not going to be right for the character. He did great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did the straight scenes really straight, and he did added the comic relief and like.
Although he should have. Oops. Although he should have when he and Blake Lively were sitting on that rooftop.
Yeah.
When he put the necklace on her, it should have been all of a sudden, bzz, woo, vibrator.
That would have been genius. No, the movie just had a lot of potential. It had good cast. It had a guy who I thought was a good director up until today.
Martin Campbell.
Yeah.
But no, it didn't live up to any of it. Like the CG was so fucking
That was
terrible.
most of what I
The
was
planet
thinking.
CGI
There was-
in
there
the
was-
galaxy
Yeah,
of Final
there was
Cut Pro.
I-
There was that one scene where like they're both flying. This is the best laugh for me in the movie where they're both flying straight forward and it looks like they cut out like a cardboard
Cut
cut
out
of Ryan Reynolds' head going
just
like.
pasted it on.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was funny. That was some
Yeah,
asylum shit right there.
Yeah.
Bad. The character design
Yeah,
was fucking terrible. Whoever edited that movie needs to be shot in both knees and just crippled for life.
The dissolve cuts. You don't do dissolve cuts in a 3D movie. My brain is killing me now.
Yeah, all those
shouldn't
quick
do
fucking
dissolve
cuts and
cuts
shit.
anyway.
I had a headache starting with that fucking Conan trailer.
Oh yeah, those quick edits.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and I were talking about that. Going,
Yeah.
oh fuck my life.
Honestly, a lot of the performances I kind of liked in the movie. I did like Sarsgaard as Dr. Forrester.
Sarsgaard's great.
Tim Robbins was really good as Senator Keith Olbermann.
Yeah.
He was good.
No, yeah, Blake Lively was
Oh,
definitely
shit.
the worst part of the movie.
It's about as charismatic as the stale-ass popcorn I was eating.
Yeah, I don't know what it
she
is
like
about comic book
16
movies
too?
this summer having really shitty leading women in them. January Jones and X-Men and Blake Lively in this.
Well, like her and Ryan Reynolds had no chemistry whatsoever, and I think
None.
it's because she looked like half his age.
Yeah.
You know, and he's not like an old-looking guy. She just
They barely even.
I think
they
she
barely
might
even
actually
acted
be
like
half
they were
his age, so, you know.
do what?
They barely even acted like they were acquaintances. Like,
no.
like they were. any dialogue between them, it didn't feel like they were having a conversation. It was like water cooler chit chat with like that guy from accounting that you kind of know but you don't.
And they throughout this, like the comic story, I mean, they have that just fiery, and it's love-hate.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it just not, I mean, even the times when they're doing fighting, it's like, it sounds like a little spat between
Yeah.
a couple of brother and sister, and
Yeah, brother and
Easy
sister. That's
there.
what it seems like.
yeah.
And they
And it's,
Shut my
except,
drink.
except they apparently fuck, which is the weirdest.
Yeah.
No,
It was
no.
uncomfortable.
She could at least
So
raise the hand
awkward.
and slapped him
Yeah.
or something. Anything, just show me
That's-
you have a pulse and
that's
that you have a vagina that gets wet.
Well, that's the thing about the fucking.
Show it to him
Yes.
physically.
Show the wet drawing.
I actually
Go
would
Van
like-
Wilder, man. Van would do it.
I thought this is what you were wanting with the vibrator.
Oh yeah, yeah. You kidding? I don't want buried Ryan Reynolds. I want Van Wilder.
And Cal Pitt as
I
Killer.
would have taken. Yeah. Oh my god. The whole movie.
Just so, and it was the Hector Hammond character was totally wasted.
Yeah.
I didn't understand
So
what anything had to do with any fucking thing in the movie. I don't know what Hector Hammond had to do with Monsterd. I didn't know why Monsterd was attacking the city. I didn't know what the lanterns had to do with anything. I mean,
There was so much exposition just taken out of the. Like.
Yeah.
It had really good potential to be a good origin story, and they fucking blew it, and they made what could possibly have been Green Lantern 6.
Yeah, because that's the big thing is like yeah, the Hector
This is
Hammond stuff
Superman
did.
4: Quest for Peace.
Yeah, no shit.
but that movie had
They could
Nuclear
have
Man.
dug up
I mean,
Richard
that was.
Pryor's
I
fucking
like Nuclear
corpse
Man.
Yeah.
and had
It's awesome.
Green Lantern carry him around, and it would
Those
have been a fucking
fingernails.
better movie.
But yeah, it's like kind of where they went with like Spider-Man 3, like
Yeah.
throwing so much shit in there. Except this one did it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like the shit with like
Got rid of
Parallax.
that
I mean, they could have waited on that. That should have been like do like a couple movies and have that to cap it off. I mean,
Yeah.
he's like the big bad of like the Lantern universe.
And I don't know why he looked like a giant octopus with a baby's head
He doesn't look
crossed
like
with
No,
the
he
nothing
doesn't look
from
like
the
that.
never-ending
He looks
story.
like-
It don't
Not at all. He's a big.
I
he
like
looks
no
like
frame
I'm
of
just.
reference.
He's fucking psycho looking. He
Looks
does.
like
He
an
definitely.
insect.
He definitely
That's what
doesn't
he
look
should look
like somebody lit a cigarette or one of those snake things.
He looked like,
Yeah.
like a
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like a giant snake.
That's South
Like,
Park. That's what it
yes.
looked like when the giant they build the giant snake in South Park and it attacks Denver in that one scene.
that.
That's what we just watched.
That was South Park was the storyboard for that.
I swear to God, just to go back to the terrible CG, there's this chase scene through space at the end, and I swear to God, it was blue screen.
Yeah.
And I know it's CG, but it looked like blue screen. It was
Yeah.
that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You could see the outlines around them.
You'd think I would have used green screen. I'm
I
tired.
think overall,
okay, you tried.
with this movie, I kept thinking
for effort?
Thank
I
you.
kept thinking Superman Returns,
I like Superman
But-
Returns better
but-
than this.
without the other movies that were before it.
Oh, I
with
see what you're saying.
Like
I see
Superman
what you're saying.
Returns. Yeah, they don't explain a whole lot, but you don't need that because
Well, you also just know who Superman
yeah,
is.
exactly.
Yeah.
And this is, I mean, for most people that read comics, he's a well-known character. But just somebody coming off the street like you, who has no idea, nothing gets explained to you, so you're fucking confused the
Well,
entire.
first of all, the editing, you can tell this thing was fucking cut down to an hour and 45 minutes.
Oh,
The
yeah.
editing was shit. One scene, he's in lantern gear, cut immediately to the next scene, he's in his normal clothes
Yeah.
with Blake Lively. That was all throughout this goddamn movie. And then the part where Hammond has Tim Robbins and Angela Bassett abducted, all of a sudden Lantern flies through the wall. Maybe I was tired and missed it,
No,
but I'm
no,
sitting
there was nothing
there like, how did he even know they were fucking
His
there?
ring goes ding when there's stuff.
Okay,
Well,
all right.
he goes
But
ding
even
with
I was, yeah, I chalk it up to me
Well,
being
and see-
tired.
and
But
see,
I was
that's-
like,
Still, that doesn't.
That's something completely missing from the movie because in
Yeah,
the
they
comic
never
books, to a certain
explained how it
degree,
works.
That's weak sauce.
the-
That's a weak sauce.
yeah,
Yeah.
The ring is kind of a character unto itself. It doesn't necessarily have a personality, but it talks to the Green Lantern. It tells him,
yeah.
like, and they
doesn't
missed
just
out on so much
flash.
shit.
And they started to with the how they were explaining. Oh, this is
Nope.
Lights!
Didn't know.
We've hit the 15-minute mark. There we go.
how they're talking. Like he was able to recite how many, Toma Ray's,
Yeah.
how many were in a sector, how populated it was, how
Yeah.
many planets there were. They started, and then that's
just
it.
stopped.
That's
They
it.
gave up
That's
on it.
all.
It's like
That's all it is.
It's like they worked around that by just saying like it's like no, it doesn't tell him all that stuff. He just knows it now. So like whenever there's danger, apparently we're just supposed to assume that he knows exactly where it means that he should go.
And I hate to say it because, like, no, I don't hate to say it. You know what? This movie, like, there was 5 minutes of what the movie should have been. And
Yeah.
It was from the beginning when he gets the ring to his half-assed, like, bullshit training.
Train it, yeah.
And that training sequence should have been 45 minutes of the movie.
Yeah,
it
I
really
agree.
should have been, and they should have taken that chance to explain the
Gravity's a bitch.
Or at least do a fucking montage.
Well, yeah, and it was so rapid fire. It's like lesson 1, lesson 2. Now you're
fucking Lantern.
Yeah.
Immediately Sinestro like shows up and like punches him in the face. Like, okay, you're good now.
You know what I was doing during that sitting there like, Michael
Masturbating.
Clark Duncan's okay. Well, yeah. I was like, Michael Clark Duncan's okay, but I really wish it was Keith David.
That would have been a much better fit.
You know whose
Although-
voice I really would love for that character? Roddy Piper. I'm not joking. That's been my dream voice for Kilowog for like 15 years.
I like-
The voice of Roddy Piper and They Live.
I like Mark Strong.
Mark Strong
was
for
good.
me, he was the high point of the
I agree, yeah.
He had fucking charisma just dripping from him. And you just, like, if you know the comics, you know that he's the villain through most of the Green
Yeah.
Lantern's history.
Uh-huh.
But he just had that extra edge to him. Like
Yeah.
I want to see a movie about this guy.
Well,
Yeah.
He's really badass.
And they gave it. That's probably what the
yeah.
sequel's going to be, and I hope to God they get a different screenwriter.
I hope they do make a sequel.
director that
Yeah, I mean,
knows
yeah.
what the
hope they
fuck
make
they're
one.
doing.
Uh-huh.
And
This movie's from the writer, one of the 5 fucking writers of that No Ordinary Family.
oh god.
Michael Chiklis.
Well, because see, that's something I was thinking the whole time. Is like the entire movie felt like a TV pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I should be expecting to see the adventures of Green Lantern every Wednesday at 8-9 Central. Whatever.
I wish he was a pilot. It would have been Red Brown as Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
Scared the shit out of me.
But yeah, seriously, like talking about a sequel.
Dakota!
God damn it. But yeah, I mean, if you just get Mark Strong and Ryan Reynolds playing off of each other, that has a potential to be
It
a
does.
great fucking movie.
Yeah.
The two of them just
if
going
the-
back and forth
And if
would
they
be-
do, like, if they actually bother to do the actual Sinestro story arc, which should have been this movie, like,
Yeah.
how Sinestro becomes a villain and
Yeah.
what Hal Jordan has to do with that would make a great, compelling movie with good characters and the 2 best actors in the entire fucking
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And just, fire everybody else.
Blake Lively.
Oh my god, why was she in the fucking movie?
Well, yeah, you were complaining that she dyed her hair brown because the girl she's playing is blonde.
No.
In the comic?
Carol Ferris has like black hair.
Oh, okay.
That was her name?
Depending
Oh,
on
alright.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, since I read the book, her name is Carol Ferris.
I like the part where Hal Jordan just up and murders those 3 guys who attack him in the parking lot. They're dead.
Dude flies through a brick wall, he dies.
Yeah.
End of story.
Well, and then half the wall falls on him. Yeah. And they were never seen again.
They weren't. You never saw them again.
You never hear it's like, oh, did you hear those guys that worked for us? They got attacked in the parking lot at the bar the other night. No, nothing. Just like everyone's like, whatever.
Well, they had already fired him, so it wasn't like they cared.
Yeah.
But it happened in the parking lot of the place that he was leaving, and she was still fucking at. You think the next day she would have been like, oh my god, are you okay?
Or some cops would be calling like, I want to talk to you about the 3 dead men in the alleyway last night that
And
you
why
were
you're-
last seen exiting.
And
them."
why you're covered with bruises.
Yeah. Looks like you got some cuts there. You been in a fight recently?
I'm also still trying to figure out why Stella was in this fucking movie.
Who the fuck is that?
Oh,
Angela
Amanda
Bass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Waller.
Yeah, the Amanda
When
Waller
she shows
character
up-
was
That made-
pointless
But
that
she
too.
was
just like started
sense.
laughing behind me. I don't understand. What's so funny about that character?
Well, she's a very prolific DC character, but she made no sense in this movie.
Yeah.
It'd be like if
Yeah.
you had like the Fantastic Four, and all of a sudden like J. Jonah Jameson walks by.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like, Human Torch,
of the Thing.
Human Torch, Terminus 2, ha! And just walks away. That's the equivalent of what happened with her even being in it. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
she has
you're,
a big part in
you're
the
not
DC
supposed to
continuity.
be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just.
Wolverine, what are you doing here?
I'm required to be in every movie.
Speaking
Bob.
that,
Fuck off.
did anybody else catch the stupid ass Captain America reference in the
Yes.
trailer?
Yes.
Yeah. I caught that too.
It was the shield. It had the lines, the circles.
Yeah.
Makes the
What the
shield,
fuck?
throws it at him, hits him, and then fucking
Bounces.
yeah, and then Kilowog and Tomar-Ray just kind of look at each other like, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, that's not ours.
Yeah. Sorry, DC.
Well,
I'm gonna
it's
have
just-
to go with America on this one. It's probably gonna be a shit ton better than what you tried to fucking do.
Yeah, I was just right after that. I was waiting for Ryan Reynolds to like sit up, look directly at the camera, shrug his shoulders, smile, and then just the credits come up. Just a fuck you. Thanks for the 13
Mark
bucks.
Strong,
Yeah.
ain't I a stinker?
If that happened, I'd be like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. That movie was good. It totally made sense to me.
You might as well have tied Blake Lively to the train tracks and just like, if you're gonna do that,
Yeah.
shit.
That would have been too much like Priest.
The whole movie was
So
just...
glad I didn't see that.
We had a blast in Priest.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was an
Okay,
80-minute
fair
movie where we're the only ones in there.
God.
just making fun of it.
hilarity.
Yeah.
Sounds like my
Kind-
review for Smurfs.
Kind of like
Prediction.
Mark Strong in this was sort of how we were with Carl Urban
Yeah, yeah.
in Priest.
The villain was the best part.
You just want to see a movie about that guy.
He had way more depth and way more personality.
No, and I really think the main problem in this movie is just it's so much wasted potential. In watching
Oh,
the
yeah.
movie, you could see how it could have been good,
Yeah, I
and
can't.
it just never like hit those notes repeatedly.
Yeah,
I was
it just
really-
never caught its stride. I'm
I was
sorry.
looking forward to it because it seemed like it was going to be really sincere about it. You know, and it was like unapologetic about the mythos. You know, not
Yeah.
all like tongue in cheek. It's just like, yeah, he's a superhero. It's the power of green. You know,
Yeah.
gonna go fight evil. But it
Yeah,
was just
but they
it was
coulda
so thrown
explained
together,
it.
and yeah, they could have
Yeah.
Well,
explained it so people wouldn't just.
Like I knew
Let it
what was
wash
going
over
on,
them.
but
It was better than that Jack Black version they had planned.
oh my god! No, you know what? I would
Why did you
rather
have
have
to do
seen that
that?
movie.
Really?
At this point. Yeah, 10
I
years
don't know
later,
about
in
that.
retrospect, after seeing this, give Jack Black the fucking power ring.
I
Give
don't
it
know
to
about that.
At this point, might as well make him fucking Guy Gardner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nah.
Jack Black.
Fuck it, let him be Jon Stewart.
Jack Black
Jack Black
is Stanley
Blackface.
Ipkiss as the Green
Oh
Lantern.
my god.
That's what I want to see.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I would probably watch that movie.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
It might be pretty.
And at the end, is the big finale. He sings "Mammy." It'll be fantastic.
Wow.
Dave, come on. Oh,
On that note.
Yeah, and I
But
think,
like I said, the opinions in this commentary do not express anything written by DC yet.
Fuck DC
Yeah,
at this
At
point.
this point, but yeah. Fuck him.
yeah, it's I don't know. One of the things that really kind of hit a note for me though was just the CG aspect, like how they went through that whole big deal, like oh everything's gonna be motion capture and we're gonna simulate a suit on him. It didn't fucking matter.
no, I mean,
Work, and he did that.
mean,
He had that bobblehead thing
Yeah,
going.
well,
It
yeah.
annoys the piss out of me.
In
Where they're like
close-up
walking perfectly normal, and the head's like,
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is like when it was a close-up shot, it looked like he might as well have just been wearing like a fucking
A latex suit.
yeah, a latex suit. But then when it was far away, everyone had that sort of like overly CG, way too perfect looking, like really rubbery thing going on.
This is just a small thing, but did anyone else bother by the fact that his mask like faded down into his eyelids? Because it was like making my eyes
drove me
just looking.
I didn't really
nuts.
notice that. I didn't really notice it.
It made it the mask look like it was like just grown out of his skin instead of a
Yeah.
mask, and I'm
Well,
sorry,
and
it just
I-
looked awkward.
Well, and I think too, it looked like it was a little built up around like
The
like
outside,
the
and
outside
then
of his
just-
eye. But as a result, it made it just look like since it, like Sarah said, everything kind of merges into like his eyelid and everything. It just made his eyes look really sunken back into
Yeah.
his head, like kind of like
Yeah,
skeletal.
and there was
look.
no line around it, so it looked like I don't know, like
And it took emotion out of his face too,
Yeah.
to a certain
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And to, you know,
Yeah,
in the
very
in the
expressive
magic
eyes.
ring that can do anything sense, yeah, okay, kind of makes sense. But at the same time, it just doesn't look right. And sometimes, You just gotta make it look right.
I will say this. I didn't think the 3D was terrible. I thought it was pointless. It didn't need to be there.
but it wasn't
didn't look
terrible.
bad.
Terrible,
It was
yeah.
colorful. It was bright.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It looked okay.
And
It looked okay.
big, like, flashy CG effects worked really well for 3D,
Yeah.
but
That first 30-second opening sequence too, I thought looked
That looked
great.
really
It
good.
did. It really did.
But
It's
then-
not worth seeing in 3D.
No,
it's pointless.
Yeah, but that first 30 seconds looked really good, and then they're
And
like,
that's what
"All
they
right,
put in the
fuck it, who
trailer,
gives a
too.
shit?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they put in the trailer. We're like, oh, that looks good. And then, okay, well, there's your first 30 seconds. Yeah. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
They fuck us every time.
It looked better. It looked a shit ton better than when we saw Pirates in
Oh.
3D, and you saw the 2D.
I saw 2D and it still looked like shit.
Yeah, or Priest in 3D.
That was pointless.
This looked okay. If you're a fan of this kind of 3D, you'll get your money's worth. If you're not, don't bother. It's pointless.
I'd be kind of interested to see it in 2D and see if it makes the special effects look any better. If that makes sense to
Not,
anybody else.
yeah,
No,
not
I
look
can't
so
get
It
over
makes
that.
sense.
Yeah.
Make it blend in a little more, maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess I don't know. My final thought on it is, it's so good. Oh my god, it's like This Island Earth meets the Santa Claus. It's awesome.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
That was
Well, it did have, Exeter as Hector Hammond.
Right? Exeter, you're lying, and I hate you. How? I farted. No, I didn't like this
green,
movie
so
at
green.
all. I liked the people in it. I thought the people in it did fine. This movie is edited as shit. It did not make any fucking sense. It did not give a shit about what the fuck was going on. Or did not have a good time at all. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're better off just picking up like one of the books like Green Lantern's Secret Origin. It's much better.
and it's the movie they were obviously trying
Yeah,
to
it's
make.
the movie they wanted to make. But yeah, essentially it's like the '90s Flash TV series meets
Nice.
Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, including Galactus.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Another shitty villain just.
Made out of dust cloud.
Yeah.
I
I'm
guess that's
monstered,
like,
man. I'm
I
saying.
guess that's the big go-to now.
Giant snake guy.
I can only.
I still vote dreadlocks.
I vote for feces. That was what my crap looks like. That's what my crap looks like in
That's
all
terrifying
those
to me.
pictures I send to Nick. He'll vouch for it. Just look at his phone.
You've sent me one or two by mistake.
See, so it probably looked familiar. This movie probably looked familiar.
It was
to
the
you.
stuff of nightmares.
Or maybe somebody tried to shit out a trimmer.
Yeah.
And then,
something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It was just kind of
Damn.
looks like a baby.
Where's Michael Gross when you need him? Damn, Kevin Bacon was too busy in X-Men.
He was too busy in the better.
And look
movie.
here, God, yeah. Poor Brian.
Every fucking movie I've been looking forward to seeing so far this summer, I keep like something comes up and I can't go to it. And then the ones I have been able to see have
Priest,
been the ones that
Pirates,
have been
Hangover 2.
like can I just have one that's not a disappointment? Is that possible?
Captain America's looking
Hollywood,
solid,
I'm talking
man.
to you,
Captain
man.
America does look solid.
Yeah.
It looks good. It'll probably be like, oh, we'll do another drawing from the hat, and I'll have to go watch some like Diary of a Wimpy Kid 2 or some shit.
No, that's already been out.
Oh, not
You
safe.
could go see Smurfs.
Because
with
no
this guy.
other bad
Yeah,
movies will
yeah.
come out.
There you go.
Brian.
There you go. Come see Smurfs with me and Jared.
Do it in Blueface.
Final thoughts, you guys.
The first
Wasted potential. That's the pure
Yeah,
definition. of the
meh.
movie.
You
That's
first
it.
30 seconds, I was actually kind of excited because it was so funny with like that big purple face, and then he gets into like his
Oh,
little
yeah, yeah.
brown
That was
spaceship and
funny.
just blasts off into space,
Yeah.
but then the rest of it was just boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, touching on what Dave said, I think one of the biggest wasted potentials in the whole movie, fucking Clancy Brown.
No shit, right?
Clancy Brown's in there as the fucking the voice of Parallax, and he has like 10 lines in the whole movie.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, who the fuck was Clancy Brown in it? I was like,
Why
how the fuck did I miss the Kurgan? What the fuck?
Why is the Kurgan a turd octopus?
Surprise Clancy Brown was the bad guy.
Oh no.
We didn't spoil that for anybody.
See, I get to watch the shittier of the two Clancy Brown movies. The one that's going to be probably pretty damn good is the one I don't get to see.
Cowboys and Aliens.
Fucking Cowboys and Aliens. Which we got to see another preview for again.
We're gonna keep seeing
Every
previews for that.
every
Oh,
damn
God,
movie
you
we're going to
guys.
see is going to have that in front of it. I'm just going to get more and more pissed because I get to go see fucking Smurf.
And see, and I missed that trailer on the last one, so I saw that and I'm like, this is fucking awesome. And I'm like,
Right?
And I'm like thinking in my head, like, oh, poor Brian.
No, this asshole just this is going to be so great.
I did that last week. I was like,
I'll
it's
tell
gonna
you
be
all
so
about
good.
it.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so good. All right, well, I gotta get Jared and Jake to talk about Mr. Popper's Penguins.
How fucking long
Which
is
is gonna
their
be the better movie?
Where are they?
It's still playing.
They'll be here in a little bit. All right.
Wait, their movie's 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
Well,
funny
dude,
as shit.
they had to dedicate at least a half hour to the penguin named Bitey.
All right, see you guys.